إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. ثم أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. أعاذنا الله وإياكم من النار وما يقرب إليها من قول أو عمل أو اعتقاد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله. Those among the brothers and sisters to be with us tonight, and inshallah ta'ala for these two lectures, that which no doubt all of us that we are in great need of it, even myself, in terms of reminder وما فيها من إضافة العلم and what it has in them from the addition of knowledge, inshallah ta'ala, with what our brother will have to share with us tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala. As we know, it is surrounding talab al-ilm, seeking knowledge, and we see the amount of ignorance that are being widespread, that are being spread all over the place, all over the world today. When we see the actions of our Muslim brothers and sisters in terms of their religion, which many times for their practices has nothing to do with our religion. And all of this, most of it, is based upon jahl, is based upon ignorance. And many of the Muslims have time to do everything. We have time to play, we have time to work, we have time to go out and sport, we have time for everything. But in seeking knowledge, we find this to be among the most difficult things upon the Muslim to do. وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. Firstly, مَا هُوَ الْعِلْمُ? What is knowledge? As we know, كما قال شيخ الإسلام, like شيخ الإسلام محمد بن صالح العثيمين, فهو شيخ الإسلام كمان. ما هو عليه إدراكا جازما. He said that knowledge is to understand and comprehend something على ما هو عليه, upon that which it is upon, its true sense, its true form, idrakan jaziman, with certainty, not with no doubt, with certainty. This is knowledge. When we go into what is the ruling of seeking knowledge, ما حكم طلب العلم الشرعي? What is the ruling of seeking Islamic knowledge? Knowledge of the Sharia. And Anas bin Malik رضي الله تعالى عنه قال عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم رواه الطبري والبيهقي. He said, seeking knowledge, our beloved Prophet ﷺ said what? Seeking knowledge is compulsory upon every single Muslim. وهناك رواية يقول مسلم والمسلمة, that says Muslim والمسلمة. The seeking knowledge is compulsory upon every single male and female Muslim. And this one is weak. That which is authenticated from the ulama al-hadith is طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم. And seeking knowledge is compulsory upon every single Muslim. This is the ruling concerning seeking knowledge. So this is the first thing, the first fundamental principle that we should have in our heads, is that seeking knowledge, it is compulsory upon every single Muslim. So if you're a Muslim, then know that this fundamental principle, it applies to you also. إلا إذا كنت منافقا, except if you are a hypocrite, فخلاص, then it's different. But if you're a Muslim, the foundation is that seeking knowledge, it is compulsory upon you. العلم الشرعي هو النوعان. Knowledge of the Sharia, it is of two types. فرض العين وفرض الكفاية. The knowledge that is compulsory upon every single individual. That is compulsory upon every single individual. Take for instance, علم التوحيد وعلم العقيدة. Having knowledge of التوحيد, knowledge of the oneness of Allah جل وعلا, knowledge of Allah جل وعلا أسماء والصفات, knowledge of Allah جل وعلا's ربوبية, of Allah's lordship, knowledge of Allah جل وعلا's uluhiyya, knowledge of His lordship, but knowledge of aqidah, knowledge of the aqidah, the belief of what you have to believe as a Muslim. Many people, they actually consider the aqidah. Sometimes they don't even know what is the meaning of aqidah. But if you ask them concerning the belief system in Allah Jalla wa Ala, you get all kind of worked up beliefs. How do you believe in our beloved Messenger Imam Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? They hear all kind of things, but they do all kind of things. Because some Muslims, they do at-tawassul with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then they may go, even when they go to Hajj and passing by his grave, they may go and ask him to ask Allah Jalla wa Ala for certain things. وَلَا حَوْلَ وَلَا قُوَّةَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. There's some also may go out to heed the message of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam directly. And all these things that may come what? Min al-shirk. The shirk al-akbar, from major shirk. يخرج صاحبه من الإسلام. It takes out the person from Islam. All of these things. But again, it has to do with what? With aqidah. So knowledge of aqidah, it is compulsory for every single Muslim to learn. And this should be from the most fundamentals and principles when we the Muslims, when we have our schools. We find that a lot of the Muslim schools also, that they call Islamic schools, But if you look in their curriculum, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. They teach about Islam in terms of Aqidah. In many of the schools, they don't even have a madda. They don't even have a subject called Aqidah. No subject called Aqidah. They may teach you Al-Qira'ah min al-Quran. They might teach you recitation from the Quran. They may teach you At-Tajweed. But when it comes to the Aqidah, many of the Muslim schools fail in this regard miserably. Which this should be the first and foremost thing that in any Muslim school, when you're formulating your subjects, the very first subject supposed to be in this list is Al-Aqidah. Knowledge of Aqidah. But anytime we push the Aqidah behind and we push the curriculum of that which is only has to deal with the dunya, then know for a fact that we are starting off with failure. We are starting off with failure. But we have to make sure, anytime we are setting up a school, make sure that the first and foremost thing and subject that you're going to have to place in this school is ilm al-aqidah or ilm al-aqaid, knowledge of the beliefs. So aqidah, it is from the knowledge of the Muslim that is compulsory upon every single Muslim. Knowledge of how to make wudu. Fardul Ain is also an individual compulsory duty. For the knowledge that every single Muslim, he should know how to make wudu. And that's what will break the wudu. He must have knowledge concerning how to make wudu. This is compulsory upon every single Muslim. As-salah, knowledge of salah. Again, min fard al-ain, is from the individual compulsory duty upon every single Muslim. This knowledge is compulsory upon every single Muslim to know how to pray the salah. Then secondly, we have the ilm, knowledge that is fard al-kifaya. That is compulsory upon some of the Muslims, not all. It's compulsory upon some Muslims to have this knowledge. Let's take for instance, knowledge of how to perform the janazah salah, and how to bathe the dead, and how to show the dead, and all of this is for the knowledge that are kifaya, that's compulsory upon some of the Muslims. Even when it comes to the knowledge of zakat. Knowledge of zakat also falls under this branch, that is part of the kifaya. That some of the Muslims have the knowledge, then the ithm, the responsibility and the sin is just from the rest. But it can become compulsory upon a person. Take for instance, Anta min al-aghniya, you're from the rich ones, that you have money, and you have to pay zakat. And then knowledge of zakat becomes compulsory upon you. Then we have also knowledge of al-hajj. Even as that you don't have the means to go to Hajj, you have the money to go to Hajj, then listen to this regard, that this knowledge is not compulsory upon you, but it's compulsory upon some of the Muslims also to have the knowledge of how to perform the Hajj. And when it is that you, and you now have the ability to perform Hajj, then this knowledge becomes fardul ayn alayk. It becomes compulsory upon you as an individual to study Hajj and to learn Hajj. So you can go and you can perform your Hajj على ضوء الكتاب والسنة لفهم السلف الصالح. In the light of the Quran and the Sunnah, we understand the Salaf al-Salih. So this is how the knowledge can be divided into two parts, in that which is compulsory upon every single individual. And the knowledge that is compulsory upon some of the Muslims, as long as some have it, of the Muslims, then that this branch is lifted from the rest. Lifted from meaning that if it is that has to be carried out. Because if no one has the knowledge, take for instance, someone died in the community, and no one has the knowledge of how to bathe the dead, how to clothe the dead, how to perform Salatul Janazah on the dead, and how to bury the dead, then everyone in that area will have the pay the sentence. But it's compulsory upon some to have this knowledge. When we look at أول ما أنزل الله جل وعلا في كتابه, that the first thing Allah Jalla wa Ala revealed in His book, He revealed firstly to His Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It was what? I'm asking you, it was what?
It was Iqra.
No, Iqra. Read. Al-Qira'ah. Reading. It is from هي من وسائل طلب العلم. It is from the ways of seeking knowledge. Reading shows the importance of gaining knowledge. No doubt, make up your mind to be a voracious reader, to read a lot. Don't think that you can only gain knowledge by just merely listen to every tone they can hear. Yeah. But reading is extremely important. Reading is extremely important. But reading what? Reading what? You don't have no angels coming to you to rehearse nothing with you, to teach you. Alhamdulillah, how we left Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, no doubt, he had Malak al-Jibreel being sent by Allah Jalla wa Ala, giving him the revelation that only this do al-muraja'ah, do rehearsal also with him. Every Ramadan used to come to him, rehearse the Quran with him. Subhanallah, we don't have this. So no doubt, we should try our best to be of those who can read. We're not saying that you cannot gain knowledge without reading. We're not saying this. But a great part in seeking knowledge, because many people, they can't read, they can't write. But this should not be an encouragement for you to say, okay, I cannot read, I cannot write, I cannot listen. Because why? Listening also is from the wasa'il, talab al-ilm. It's from the ways of getting knowledge by listening. But do not think that you can be at all. Do not think that you want to go out and be from among the true talab al-ilm. And tell yourselves that you're going to go to the schools and universities and stuff and you're not going to do any reading. Then you are heading also for what? For failure. You're going to head for failure because why? Because when the time comes also for your exam, and how are you going to perform? If it is that, you're not hit with the correctly. So he, the Messenger of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he was one that's which Allah Jalla wa Ala had blessed with what? And open his heart, open his breast to do what? To listen, to hear from Malak Jibreel and memorize that which he heard and to implement. In seeking knowledge, from the importance of seeking knowledge and from the benefit of seeking knowledge, يجعلك من أهل الخشية. It makes you from those people that has khashiyah, that has fear. As Allah mentioned in the Quran, إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء. That verily, وإنما من أداة الحصر والقصر. It is from these words that which what in the Arabic language it makes something special. It is used for specialization. Used to encase something. Whatever is being mentioned, that nothing outside can enter into that. إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاءِ. It's as if Allah Jalla wa Ala is saying that the only one who truly fears Allah Jalla wa Ala is the ulama, is the scholars, the learned ones. So from the virtues of seeking knowledge is that you gain al-khashiyah. You gain this true fear for Allah Jalla wa Ala. Wal-khashiyah هي ليست مجرد الخوف. It's not just khawf, it's fear. It is al-khawf مقرون بالتعظيم. It is khawf, fear, that is also paired together with what? With ta'zim. With greatness, with exaltation. Not just fear. The khawf is just fear. Nakhafu min al-asad, we fear from a lion. You have fear for a lion. But you have khashiyah. When you come to Allah Jalla wa Ala, you have fear for Allah Jalla wa Ala. And this fear, it is fear also with what? With magnification. And you know the magnificence of Allah Jalla wa Ala. You know the greatness of Allah Jalla wa Ala. So Allah mentioned, إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاء. Verily, the only ones, the true ones who truly have fear for Allah Jalla wa Ala, they are those with knowledge. Because the ulama, no doubt, and those who enjoy knowledge, they have knowledge of Allah Jalla wa Ala's rububiyyah, knowing the actions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, knowing what He does, knowing of Allah Jalla wa Ala's ability, knowing of His qudra, knowing of Allah Jalla wa Ala's uluhiyyah, knowing of His Godship, what He is deserving of in terms of ibadah, in terms of worship. They have knowledge of Allah Jalla wa Ala's asma' wa sifat, knowledge of Allah Jalla wa Ala's names and attributes, and what they entail, and what they contain. They have knowledge of this. So these things now, what? They make a person, which is an island, to have true fear for Allah Jalla wa Ala. Because he understands Allah Jalla wa Ala. But again, it has to come through what? Through knowledge. This is the reason why that we find those who are upon ignorance, many times they do anything. Many times they do anything. Because why? Because they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the fear for Allah Jalla wa Ala. So you find that they fall into sins very easily. They fall into disobeying Allah Jalla wa Ala very easily. But it's very difficult to find someone who is enjoyed in knowledge from among the ulama to be falling into major sins, by day and by night. We're not saying it's impossible. We say that it is difficult to find someone from among the ulama, the scholars, to be falling into sins, into major sins, by day and by night. You wouldn't find this like this. Then, from the importance of seeking knowledge, is that this, you find combining al-alim wal-jahil. It makes a difference between the alim, the learned one, and the jahil, and the one that is ignorant. As Allah mentioned in the Quran, قُلْ هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. قُلْ, say, هَلْ يَسْتَوِي الَّذِينَ يَعْلَمُونَ. Are they equal? Those who have knowledge, those who have knowledge, and those who have no knowledge, are they equal? Are they equal? For sure we know that they are not equal. As Allah mentioned in the Kitab, in the book also, يَرْفَعِ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ دَرَجَاتٍ. Allah mentioned, يَرْفَعِ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ. Allah raised those who believe from among you, وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ, and those who are given knowledge, to what? Darajat. Subhanallah. Allah raised them to levels. Ahlul Iman wa Ahlul Ilm. The people of Iman wa Ahlul Ilm. The people of knowledge. Allah Jalla wa Ala, He lifts them, He raised them. Allah raises them to levels. What kind of level? He didn't mention which level. He mentioned darajat, levels. It's all based upon how much you strengthen your iman, how much you try the path of seeking knowledge and gain knowledge, and how much you practice your knowledge of which you taught. But the more you seek knowledge, the more you bring into knowledge, and the more you share knowledge, then is the more that Allah Jalla wa Ala is going to lift you, and raise you. So for sure we know, لا يستوون. They are not equal. Those who are the people of ilm, knowledge, and the people of ignorance, they are not equal. For the benefit of seeking knowledge and its virtue, يجعلك ممن يريد بالله خيرا. It makes you from among those who Allah Jalla wa Ala, He wants good for. Which one of us here will reject this? That Allah Jalla wa Ala wants good for us. Which one of us will not be pleased that our Lord, our Creator, the one that we have to go back to, which one of us will be pleased for Him not to want good for us? None of us. And then our beloved Prophet he mentioned, he said what? Man yuridillahu bihi khayran yufaqihu fi ddin. Whomsoever Allah wants good for, yufaqihu fi ddin. He gives him the understanding of the religion. Subhanallah. And how in the world will you get the understanding of the religion illa bi talab al-ilm, except by choose seeking knowledge first. You see, you seek the knowledge, and while you seek the knowledge, Allah Jalla wa Ala will give you the faham, give you the understanding. You cannot gain understanding for something of which you don't know. You cannot gain understanding for something which you do not know. But you know something, maybe people may have information, They can read something, this is information, but do they have the faham? Do they have the understanding? It's not sure. But when you seek knowledge, and Allah Jalla wa Ala, He opens for you, and He gives you understanding of the knowledge that you're seeking. No doubt, this is for what? When Allah Jalla wa Ala, when He wants good for you. When He wants good for you, He gives you the understanding of the deen, gives you the understanding of the religion, that you will learn the religion. You will study your religion. You get the understanding of the religion. You will know for the religion that which pleases Allah Jalla wa Ala, and that which displeases Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. You will know that which will aid you into entering into the Jannah, and that which will aid you to enter into the hellfire. You will know that which you will do to please your Lord, but that's what you will do to displease your Lord. So knowledge, and give you what the understanding of the knowledge. Give you the understanding of the deen. You have the ilm deen, because this, the knowledge is the religion. Our ilm deen, the knowledge is the religion. So we have to be careful of who we take our knowledge from. So from that which Allah Jalla wa Ala, for you to gain that which Allah Jalla wa Ala wants for you, and what He wants good for you, is for you to seek knowledge. So Allah Jalla wa Ala, to be open and give you the understanding of the religion. From the importance of seeking knowledge, in doing this, يخرجك, it takes you out from being among the al-mal'ooneen. It takes you away from being among those who are cursed. As our beloved Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he mentioned, "Ad-dunya mal'oona." This dunya is cursed. Mal'oonun ma fiha. And what in it is also cursed. Illa dhikrullah, excepting the remembrance of Allah. Excepting the remembrance of Allah. The remembrance of Allah Jalla wa Ala, when you are in this state, and then you are in a state of purifying yourself. You're in a state of purification. When you are in the remembrance of Allah Jalla wa Ala, be it from reciting the Quran, making afkar, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, as-salawat, with any form of dhikr, or remembrance of Allah Jalla wa Ala, then you are taking yourself out from being among those, or that which is cursed. As the asl is, ad-dunya mal'oona. The dunya, the asl of the dunya, it is cursed. Mal'oon ma fiha. What in it is also cursed. Except in the remembrance of Allah. Wa ma walahu. And what is conducive to this? Mean at-ta'ah. The obedience to Allah Jalla wa Ala. Once we are in a state of obedience also, then this is also not this. And he mentioned, وَعَالِمْ, and a learned person, a scholar, on whom a muta'allim, and a student of a scholar. The student of a scholar. So when it is that You make yourself among being among the students, because of course, before being a scholar, you have to be a student of a scholar. Before being a scholar, you have to be a student of a scholar. You're going to wake up in the morning just like this and it's okay, I'm a scholar. You're a scholar. No. You could be a scholar for the shaitan. He can use you. Left, right, and center, morning, day, and night. You can be a scholar for the shaitan. He can whisper in your heart and give you high level of knowledge of madness, knowledge of deceit, knowledge of wickedness, knowledge of crime. So we can sit down and advise some great plan how to commit crimes. Now you have great knowledge. You are ulama of Jiran. You are ulama of crime. You are a scholar of crime. You're from the scholars of crime. No. But to be among the ulama, the ulama of deen, sahih, the ulama of the correct religion, the ulama of Islam, then of course you must be a muta'allim firstly. You must be a student firstly. You must be someone who is seeking knowledge, seeking it from the scholars. And this will take you also, so this is one important of seeking knowledge, is that it removes you and takes you away from what? From being in this place of the dunya, from something of the dunya that is cursed. From the importance also of seeking knowledge and its great virtues is that it does what? يَنْفَعُ صَاحِبُهُ فِي الْقَبْرِ. It benefits its person, its possessor, even in the grave. Even in the grave. كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا مات ابن آدم انقطع عمله إلا من ثلاث. That when a son of the son of Adam dies, when a child, a son or a daughter, when a child of Adam dies, انقطع عمله إلا من ثلاث. His actions, they are ceased excepting from three. His actions, they are cut off, they are ceased. Sadaqah jariyah, a continuous sadaqah. Let's take for instance, a person, he built a school, a person, he built a masjid, or he take part in building a school, or take part in building a masjid, or he plants some trees with the intention also leaving this behind for people to gain from its fruits. All of these things are from what? For sadaqah jariyah, for continuous sadaqah. So he dies, but every time someone benefits from this tree, then he's getting his blessing even though he's in his grave. But every time someone prays in that masjid at which he plays a part in building, or that school at which he plays a part in building, and someone goes to that school and study, then what happened? While he's in his grave, that person his amal, his actions, his good deeds are still being multiplied. Secondly, he mentioned our ilm yuntafa' bihi, beneficial knowledge at which we benefited from it. Subhanallah. Beneficial knowledge. So you left behind, as a person who died, he left behind books that which he wrote. And you left behind CDs. We've seen before the time of the ulama before, cassettes, and now you have flash drive, whatsoever. Even the students who you taught, you left knowledge behind. then this knowledge that which you left behind, every time people are benefiting from these knowledge that which you left behind, while you are in your grave, your deeds are being multiplied. Your deeds are being multiplied. So not only in the dunya that you seeking knowledge is a benefit for you, but it's a benefit for you also, even in your grave. Then he mentioned sallallahu alaihi wasallam on one of the salih, or a pious son, pious child, making dua for him. Making dua for him. Again, we ask the question, how it is that you are going to have a pious child? How would a child be pious? Illa bil-ilm, except with knowledge. How? How can any one of us be upon piety, except that we must have knowledge? What is piety? How it is we expect to have a pious child making dua for us. Notice the messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in hikmati, from his wisdom, he didn't just mention, oh, waladin yad'u, or a child making dua for him. Because this child gets big, what happened? And it's someone who is salih, not salih. It's someone who is a wrongdoer, an evildoer. That's someone who is salih, that's someone who is righteous and pious. Then he will make a dua for you, but his dua is not being accepted, not being answered because of his sins. An evil child you left behind, making dua for you, but it doesn't benefit you. And then we ask the question, and how it is can we help to nurture the child upon a path in order for that child to be a pious child, that this child can benefit us even while we are in our grave. The goal again is by pushing our children to do what? To seek knowledge. Either we give them the knowledge, we teach them the knowledge, or you push them, you pay for them to gain the knowledge. You spend your wealth behind them to gain the knowledge. You make sure and find the places and institutes for them to gain correct Islamic knowledge that can aid them, for them to be pious, aid them for them to be salih, for them to be righteous. So when you pass and you go, then you hope with Allah Jalla wa Ala that your child remain upon this piety, remain upon righteousness. When the child make dua for you, alhamdulillah, the dua is going to be accepted, and you are going to be getting these rewards also, and getting these barakah, these blessings. Or the child making dua for you, even while you are in the grave. SubhanAllah. We all wish for this. We all want this. But do we all prepare for it? We all want this. We all wish this, no doubt. But do we all prepare for this by preparing our children for it? But all we study is to do what? To let our children go to so-called, as we say, big schools. The schools to get higher education. Push them to get university degrees. Nothing is wrong with this. I'm saying that something is wrong with this. Nothing is wrong with this. We push them towards sports. To go and learn how to play football. Learn how to play cricket. Nothing is wrong with this. Learn how to play basketball. We push them. What happened? We push them towards this, and we don't push them towards ilm al-deen. We don't push them towards knowledge of the religion. Failure. Total failure. We push them in every direction of the dunya, in every direction of the life of this world. We push them towards, in every single manner, to gain some great status, some position, some job in this dunya, in this world. But we do not focus to push them for that is going to help them to reach to the highest place in the hereafter. Failure. We don't push them for them to reach to a level to attain piety. To attain taqwa, we don't push at this level. Great failures. Everything else, we push them, we aid them, we support them with ourselves, with our wealth, everything. And what happened? Some of us, we boast about this. You know, my child is so and so. My child got all the A's. My child got all university degrees. My child is playing with the national team. My child is playing in the World Cup. My child, my child, my child. What is your child doing for Al-Islam? Huh? What is your child doing for the religion of Allah Jalla wa Ala? What is your child doing to aid Al-Islam, to aid the Muslims? What is your child doing to raise Kalimat Allah Jalla wa Ala, to raise La ilaha illallah? What is your child doing towards this? La shay, nothing. Why? Because you yourself didn't push your child to do nothing concerning this. But then you want to be in the grave and you want this child to be pious. Then you're hoping that which you left behind, you left the cricketer behind, you left the footballer behind, you left the number one swimmer behind, you left the doctor behind, you left the architect behind, you left the pilot behind, you left all this behind. And you're hoping now that he may become someone righteous. And he can make dua for you, or she make dua for you to get this in the grave also. Subhanallah. Because remember, your actions, they are seized, your actions are cut. Then, how do we prepare our children so they're going to make dua for us and really accept themselves? How? Think about this. For the benefits and the importance of seeking knowledge. I will stop with Allah inshallah wa ta'ala and then we're going to continue.
الفلاح
Now, from the benefits of seeking knowledge is in doing this, ينفع صاحبه في الآخرة, is that it aids and benefits its possessor also in the Akhirah, in the next life. So if you realize that in seeking knowledge, it has benefits in the dunya, benefits in the grave, and benefits also in the Akhirah, in the next life. عن أبي الدرداء رضي الله تعالى عنه قال, he said, سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول, I heard the messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم saying, من سلك طريقا يبتغي فيه علما سهل الله له طريقا إلى الجنة. Whosoever travels a path, each other path, seeking in this path knowledge, سهل الله له طريقا إلى الجنة. Allah makes the tariqah, Allah makes this pathway easy for him إلى الجنة, to the paradise. Allah makes the path easy for him to the paradise. We know that this path to paradise, what is around it is decorated and designed with a lot of trials, a lot of tribulations, اختبارات, tests, ابتلاء, امتحانات, a lot surrounding the paradise. Surrounding the path to the Jahannam, the God, is a lot of doing what you want. Let's put it this way. You want to fornicate, you drink alcohol. You smoke, you want to drink, anything you want to do. The path to hell is easy. The path to the Jahannam, sahal jiddan, is very easy. But the path to the Jannah, sore. The path to the paradise is difficult. فقال صلى الله عليه وسلم الدنيا سجن المؤمن وجنة الكافر. The dunya is a prison for the believer, and it is a Jannah, it is a paradise for whom? The disbeliever. Because in the paradise, what happened? نفعل ما نشاء إن شاء الله. We do whatever we want, inshallah ta'ala. In the paradise, we do whatever we want in the paradise. In this dunya, we are restricted. We are restricted with laws, with the Sharia that is set by Allah Jalla wa Ala. We can do certain things, we can't do certain things. While the kafir in this dunya does whatever he wants. Yet he has no restrictions. But the believer is in a prison. But in a prison, then no, you're restricted. So we are restricted. We are in a prison here in this dunya. But the kafir, he is free. So the path towards the Jannah, no doubt, it is surrounded with difficulty, surrounded with hardships, surrounded with all kind of different tests. And you want the path to be easy for you? You want the path to be easy for you? Then you will try to do everything in dunya to make it easy for you. But look what the Messenger of Allah mentioned. Man saraka tariqan yabtaghi fihi علما سهل الله له طريقا إلى الجنة. Whosoever took the path seeking with the knowledge, Allah makes his path to Jannah easy. We all want this. So even in the hereafter, it is a benefit for us. They mention, وَإِنَّ الْمَلَائِكَةَ أَتَدْعُوا أَجْنِحَتَهَا لِطَالِبِ الْعِلْمِ. If the angels, they place on their wings for the seeker of knowledge. رِضَوْنَ بِمَا يَصْنَعُ. Being pleased with that which someone is doing, they can seek the knowledge for Allah Jalla wa Ala's religion, for Allah's cause. وَإِنَّ الْعَالِمِ لا يستغفر له من في السماوات ومن في الأرض. A very alim is scholar. Number one, whosoever is in the heavens and in the earth, making istighfar, seeking forgiveness for him. Subhanallah. حتى الحيطان في الماء. Even the fishes also in the water. Even the fishes in the water also. Making istighfar for him. والفضل العالم على العابد, and the superiority of the alim, the learned one over the abid, over the worshipper. Prophet mentioned, he said, كفضل القمر على سائر الكواكب. It's like the superiority of the moon over the rest of the celestial bodies. وإن العلماء ورثة الأنبياء. And very the ulama, the scholars, they are the inheritors of the Anbiya. So again, for the importance of seeking knowledge is that you make yourself with Allah Jalla wa Ala before among the inheritors of the Anbiya, of the prophets. You can't be the prophet. You can't be the prophet. But what happened? You can make yourself with Allah Jalla wa Ala an inheritor of the prophets. You know you will love and be pleased to be an inheritor of the wealth of your father or your mother, your millionaires. You would not like that your mother and your father they died. There's millionaires and you get nothing from your wealth. Isn't that so? And that wealth is just what? Something again in the dunya. But here it is. And you have a chance, all of us, we have a chance to do what? To inherit something from the ulama, something from the Anbiya. We have a chance to inherit something from the prophets. How it is we don't find ourselves rushing towards this. If your mother and your father they died, leaving millions behind. And your Muslims left millions behind. Would you just rock back and go to the necessary authorities now to get everything? They have to transfer, I have to transfer your name and your sister's name, your brother's name, or whatever. How you do it, the wealth will be divided. Are you just going to rock back and just okay, they left billions in the bank, khalas, died, khalas, alhamdulillah. Nah. You will chop the path in every single way, in every single sense. You will dot all the I's and cross all the T's to make sure that what? That this wealth of the dunya reaches you. You will make sure of this. And how it is, we don't make sure that the wealth of the Anbiya, that the wealth of the prophets reaches us. How will you make sure? How? How smart are we? How smart are we? Huh? For the dunya, now, we go to every single ministry, even if we have to stand up there for days, for hours. We don't business. Because why? You're going to get millions, you're going to get houses, you're going to get cars, you're going to get businesses. Alhamdulillah, life becomes easy. Now, but in order for your Jannah to become easy, you're not going to try this path for your Jannah to become easy. La, you don't want this. But the dunya to become easy, you spend days and nights going through whatever it takes to gain this money on your name. But for your Jannah to become easy, are you willing to transfer the path? To tread the path of ilm? Huh? La. Now he mentioned, he said what? فَإِنَّ الْعُلَمَاء, very the ulama, وَرَثَةُ الْأَنْبِيَاء, that they are the inheritance of the scholars. وَإِنَّ الْأَنْبِيَاء لَمْ يُوَرِّثُ, but very the Anbiya, the prophets didn't leave behind dinar, وَلَا dirham, no dinar, وَلَا dirham, they didn't leave behind any money. وَإِنَّمَا وَرَّثُوا الْعِلْمِ, but they left behind what? Knowledge. This is what they left behind. فَمَنْ أَخَذَ بِحَظٍ وَافٍ, so whosoever takes it, he takes the most evil share. SubhanAllah. This is what we want to get. But again, how many of us make up our mind to do what? To trust this path, to gain all these great things. Rawahu Abu Dawud wa Tirmidhi. Then now, before we close inshallah ta'ala, you must get into certain things, that which will aid the talib al-ilm, the student of knowledge, one of them to be successful upon this path of seeking knowledge. The first thing is al-ikhlas, having sincerity. Having sincerity in seeking knowledge. It's because why? The seeking knowledge, it is ibadah. Knowledge is, seeking knowledge is worship. وَمَا أُمِرُوا, they were not commanded, إِلَّا, excepted. I'm not hearing you. أَنْ يَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ, how? مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ. And they were not commanded, except to do what? To worship Allah. How? مُخْلِصِينَ, being sincere. Those who have sincerity. لَهُ الدِّينَ, making the religion of the Lord for He, Allah Jalla wa Ala. They were not commanded إِلَّا, except to do what? Worship Allah. How? مخلصين. والعلم, طلب العلم هو من عبادة. And seeking knowledge, it is from worship. So your worship must have al-ikhlas, must have sincerity. Must have sincerity. First thing, thinking about seeking knowledge, you have to be sincere in you seeking knowledge. قال الإمام أحمد العلم لا يعدله شيء. He said knowledge, nothing can be equal to it. لمن صحت نيته, for the one who makes his niyyah, his intention sahih, the intention correct. So you ask, how to do this? Ya Abu Abdullah, how to do this? How to make the intention correct? He said what? أن ينوي رفع الجهل عن نفسي وعن غيري. He said it's for him to have the intention to lift ignorance from himself and from others. Subhanallah. This is how you have what? The correct and the right intention in you seeking knowledge. So what? Knowledge and ilm لا يعمله شيء. Nothing can be compared to it. Nothing. Subhanallah. You have knowledge. Well, what for whom? For the one who makes his intention correct. His intention is correct. So you're going out to seek knowledge. No doubt, you should have in your mind, have in your heart, I'm going to do this for the sake of Allah, Jalla wa Ala. A clear intention, my intention, because I want to lift ignorance from myself, so I can have the true ilm, so I can worship Allah Jalla wa Ala basira, upon clarity, upon knowledge. Upon knowledge. And I'm not someone who is self-righteous. I'm not someone who is negative, someone who is stingy, someone who is miserly. I'm not someone which only wants to live ignorance from myself. La. But he mentioned what? And yanmi raf al-jahl, to intend by this to lift ignorance from himself, وعن غيره, and to lift ignorance from others also, subhanAllah. This is what ad-da'watu ilayhi. Calling towards knowledge of Allah. Ad-da'watu ilayhi. So you intend by you seeking knowledge that you what? That you're going to lift ignorance also from others. You don't want only for yourself, for you to be upright, you to be pious, be righteous. You know, and if I can also be upright and be righteous and pious also, is that you have to also share that knowledge. But you must intend this when you're going to seek knowledge. That you want to help lift ignorance from yourself firstly. Because if the end of the one who doesn't have something, he can't give it. So if you don't lift ignorance from yourself, then you can't live it from no one. So firstly, you have to intend to lift ignorance from yourself firstly, and then you intend to live also to lift ignorance from others, from your wives, from your children, from your brothers, from your sisters, from your wives, from your extended family. You can lift it from your Muslim brothers and sisters, to live ignorance. So you can help them to worship Allah Jalla wa ala basira, ala ilm, upon knowledge. You can help them with that that's going to aid them to gain their Jannah, to gain their paradise. The ilm, the knowledge. You have to make sure, first thing in seeking knowledge is that you must be sincere. Must be sincere in this. Because we know the narration of the first three. Those three who are going to enter into the Jahannam before the munafiq, before the kafir. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. We enter into Jahannam. And from them is who? We'll get an answer from you. From them is who? This is the one I'm looking for. The one that with what? With God, so knowledge, seek knowledge. But he did this to what? To be called an alim. To be called an alim. To be called a scholar. And he was called a scholar. He did this for what? People are going to call him to travel all over the world. To do lectures, to teach. They're going to get money also. Now, with all of this evil intention, then he become one of the first to enter into the Jahannam. And you know the stupid thing about it is that the one who seeks knowledge with a correct intention, he can gain all of this also, and also gain the akhirah. He can gain travel, because people will ask him to come to give da'wah. He is also going to be called an alim, called a scholar, called a learned one. He might be also called to teach in a place, in a university or something. So you're going to get paid for teaching. So the one who has correct intention, he can gain all this, of which the one who is seeking the dunya, going to gain this, then gain the hellfire. He'll gain the hellfire. While the one who has correct intention can gain all that which this evil intended one, which he gets, and still get the paradise. And this is what it's seeking for. This is the importance of what? Of having your intention pure for seeking Allah Jalla. Athani, secondly, ad-du'a lahu. Making dua for him. Allah Jalla wa ala commanded whom? He commanded the one who is the most knowledgeable in the dunya, his messenger, our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said what? قُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. Subhanallah. Say, Rabbi, my Lord, zidni ilma, increase me in knowledge. Increase me in knowledge. See, instructed messenger, who he, Allah Jalla wa ala, is teaching, to whom Malak Jibreel, given revelation, For him to do what? To lead his people. To lead the believers. Allah Jalla wa'ala, he instructed him. For he, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to say what? Rabbi zidni ilma, my Lord, increase me knowledge. There is for us the seek of knowledge to make dua and beg Allah Jalla wa'ala. For him to increase us in knowledge. Make dua for this. Don't depend upon yourself. Don't depend upon your brain. You may be someone that is a Kijittan, that is very intelligent. You may be someone who has a great memory. You can read books and hear something and you'll absorb it very easily. Remember this. Don't rely upon it. Put your tawakkul, put your reliance upon Allah Jalla wa ala, Him alone, not upon your memory. Because you can be affected by jinn, you can be affected by some marad, some disease, and your memory is gone. Khalas, that's it. La. But put your reliance upon Allah Jalla wa ala. Wa qul Rabbi zidni ilma. And say what? My Lord, increase me in knowledge. Make a lot of dua as a talib. And seek of knowledge, make ask Allah. Keep keeping Allah in your salah, after your salah. You bring your tahajjud in the morning, that early. Keep making this dua. Keep making this dua. Rabbi zidni ilma. My Lord, increase me in knowledge. My Lord, increase me in knowledge. And go after it. Penetrate. Do the dua. What you penetrate with the dua. And don't just penetrate, but make dua for it. It shows what? It shows your reliance upon Allah Jalla wa ala. That you not rely upon yourself. It shows the iftiqar. It shows that your need, it is for Allah Jalla wa ala. So you keep making dua to Allah Jalla wa ala for this. الثالث التقوى. التقوى. والتقوى, we know what is a taqwa, and I want one of you all to answer this question. What is a taqwa? Someone else. All right. This one. What is a taqwa? No. Someone else on this side? Barakallahu fiik. أن تجعل بينك وبين عذاب الله وقاية. It is for you to place the barrier between yourself and the punishment of Allah Jalla wa ala. For you to place the barrier between yourself and the punishment and the adhab of Allah Jalla wa ala. بأي شيء? With what? You're going to build a fence, a wall, a security fence, with bricks. With what? You're going to do this? Huh? With what? بترك النواهي, believing off نواهي, his prohibition. And what? Huh? And what again? And obeying and carrying out his commands. Deferring the awamir and doing whatever he commands, all his commands. This is what is taqwa. This is what is at-taqwa. The talib, he should have taqwa of Allah Jalla wa ala. As I mentioned in Kitabi, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ. Allah said, وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ, and fear Allah. وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ, and Allah will teach you. SubhanAllah. We all want this. We all want Allah to teach us. We all want this. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَيُعَلِّمُكُمُ اللَّهُ, and fear Allah, and Allah will teach you. See what Allah will teach you? Then have taqwa, have fear for Allah Jalla wa ala. Place this barrier between yourselves and his punishment. Leave off his prohibitions. Carry out and do his commands. And in doing this, no doubt, Allah Jalla wa ala, yu'allimukum Allah, Allah is going to teach you. We all want Allah to teach us. We want this. Not so? then how it is we don't try to gain taqwa of Allah, to be fearful of Allah. Allah mentions also, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu, O ye who believe, in tattaqullaha yaj'al lakum furqana. If you say Allah, yaj'al lakum furqana, He's going to make for you the furqan. The furqan is what? The criteria. To do what? The criteria is just between right and wrong. SubhanAllah. Because we work with taqwa. Fear for Allah, just a word. With taqwa. Going to give you the criteria to judge between right and wrong. The criteria to judge between bid'ah wa sunnah, with innovation in the sunnah. The criteria between al-halal wal-haram. What is halal, what is permissible, what is haram, what is permissible. Allah will give you this criteria. But with what? With taqwa. So with taqwa, Allah is going to teach you. But if you're someone that you don't want to be muttaqi, you want to be God-fearing, and you want to do whatever you want, you want to be a talib, you want to be drinking alcohol, you want to be a student, you want to be smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, committing fornication, you want to be a student, do all of these things, then how do you want Allah Jalla wa Ala to teach you? Huh? How do you want Allah Jalla wa Ala an yaj'al lakum furqana wa yukaffir ankum sayyi'atikum, and for him to also do what? Give you your sayyi'at, your own doings. How? But you just keep doing wrongdoings. You just keep breaking up the barrier between you and the punishment of Allah Jalla wa Ala. You keep breaking up these barriers by committing evil, by disobedience to Allah Jalla wa Ala. Keep breaking up the barriers. But yesterday you want to be protected. How is this? Huh? The mere word taqwa came from the word what? Wiqaya. Wiqaya is what? His protection is a barrier. It's a wiqaya. Now how do you want to truly gain knowledge without having taqwa for Allah Jalla wa Ala? Ar-Rabi' as-sabr. الطالب لابد أن يكون من الصابرين. He must be from among the sabirin, among those who are patient. He wants to gain. He wants to gain from Allah Jalla wa Ala. And he wants to gain from Allah. But especially, I'm speaking from experience here, especially in the first instance, seeking knowledge, subhanAllah. And the messenger of Allah said what? Inna sabr, inna sabr al-ula. He said patience is in the first instance. It's in the first instance. And something happened, something happened, all of a sudden, that time it happened, boom, to you. Here it is. When you exercise patience, this is true patience. And after you go through all kind of different madness you have done, when something happened, some affliction before you all kind of, you try all kind of trick, you all kind of madness you try, it didn't get through, and you realize you're still not getting through, and you say, what? I have patience. In the first thing, when you go to seek knowledge, in this first instance also, you have to have a lot of patience. You have to have patience. Why? The first thing, you're away from your country. You're away from your family. You're away from your food which you love to eat, your country food. You're away from those who are close to your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, maybe your wives, your children. You have to have patience upon this, because these things play upon your minds. You have to have patience upon whatsoever small whatsoever small, given that which you receive from the university or whatsoever you may have from killing mal, from a little bit of money. You have to have patience upon this. You have to have patience Also, in an area, if you're in a university or college or something, that you have to be in a room with people from different countries. You have to have patience also with them. Because there is some that might be hasty, some might be arrogant, some might want to be studying, some might want to be playing music. And all of this, you have to have something. All these things, when they take patience. Somebody making noise in your head while you want to be studying. Maybe on the phones, laughing, talking hard, and you all are sharing one room. There's different beds. All of this, you have to have patience. The heat, the scorching sun. The temperature which you're accustomed to will be much different than that which you are in now. Extremely heat, extremely hot, extreme heat, extreme coolness. You have to have patience. Even with your teachers, you also have to have patience. Sometimes they're going too fast. Sometimes you may believe that they're not taking you on. But you ask them questions and they may pause you. Hold on. And they don't answer your question in your time. And all of this, you have to have patience. Because if it is that you lose patience, then what happens? Then you're going to lose you gaining knowledge. You're going to get fed up. And all you can think about is returning back to your country. Or if you're in a country seeking knowledge, all you can think about is to lock off. Because why? Someone displeased you. Someone in the class, someone in the masjid upset you. Get you angry. So that's it. You have no patience, so you stop coming to the class in the masjid. Or the alim or the talib, the scholar or the student, maybe has spoken to you in a manner, probably in a rough manner, for some reason. You get upset. No patience. You stop. La. The talib al-ilm, tulab al-ilm, you must have a lot of patience. Those brothers of experience have been outside, they will tell you this. It's not seeking knowledge, it's not for the luxury seekers. The ones who want to seek luxury. All you want is niceness. Nah. But seeking knowledge is for the junood, it's for the soldiers. It's for those who have the mind of a soldier, a mind to penetrate. Because all you're doing it for Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So you have to have the mind of a soldier that you're going to penetrate. You see your goal and you're going to work towards it, no matter what. You're going towards your goal. You're not going to study the dog that's barking at the side, the snake that's going to sting you in the bush, the rats that are going to run over you. You're not going to study this. All you can study is to penetrate, to reach your goal. Because the goal is much greater than all these different distractions. Because while you're studying, you're going to get different distractions coming to your way. Different distractions will come to your way. You may be getting the urge to get married. Patience again you're going to have. Because as what? Then you're going to do what? You're going to lock off again. Because while you have the urge to marry, so you leave off studying and you call it yours. Nah. But if you don't have the urge, you all get studying, then what? If you can suppress it, then you fast. You fast. Then Allah open the door for you, make it easy for you. Now you get married. You get married, and then what? You continue your studies. You don't get fed up and say, okay, I can't get no wife, but then I don't want no studies again. La. No wife, no studies. La zawj, la ilm. No wife, no knowledge. La. But you have to have patience. So the dog brothers, seeking knowledge, you must have patience. To leave your houses to come to the masjid, you must have patience. Dawama ala ta'ati Allahi jalla wa ala. Patience على طاعة الله. Patience upon obedience to Allah Jalla wa Ala. Not so? Now. And this is obedience, because seeking knowledge is compulsory, but it's obedience. To really leave the house, to come to the masjid every time for class, this takes a level of patience. To be continuous, it's a level of patience. So patience is a big part in a student of knowledge. Now, al-amal bil-ilm. Number 5. You must have actions with your knowledge. Must have action with your knowledge. Don't be seeking knowledge for knowledge's sake. Don't be seeking knowledge in order to command people to do what is right and forget yourself. أتأمرون الناس بالبر وتنسون أنفسكم. Do you command people to do what is right and you're going to forget yourselves? Huh? Seeking knowledge to command others. Do this, do that, do that. To command the right. Seeking knowledge to prohibit people from doing what is wrong. But in result, you are falling into the wrong. You are doing. Don't seek knowledge for this. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لم تقولون ما لا تفعلون. O you who believe, why did you say that which you do not do? كبر مقتا عند الله أن تقولوا ما لا تفعلون. Hateful in the sight of Allah for you to say that which you do not do. Don't seek knowledge to command and to prohibit people and forget your own selves. Yeah. Al-ilm, al-amal bil-ilm. But you must have action with your knowledge. And you seek knowledge. And as you seek knowledge, you learn something and you implement it. Don't say, okay, when I reach the highest of level, then I'm going to start practicing. You're going to point all this upon your life. While you're seeking, you go along. You understood something now which is not stuff from before, what Allah mentioned in the Quran, so you carry it out upon yourself. You see a prohibition, you thought it was something that was permissible, you lock it off from yourself. It must have actions in you seeking knowledge. It must have actions. Else you're going to be like a munafiq, a hypocrite. You seek knowledge, but you have no actions. You don't want to be like this. You want to be among those that you're seeking knowledge and you have good actions, good mannerisms, good behavior. Sadis, number 6. أخذ العلم من علماء أهل السنة والجماعة. The taking of knowledge from the scholars of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Taking knowledge from its correct source, its correct basis. You don't go seeking knowledge for every tongue they can harry. Giving your ears that faculty which Allah will bless you with of hearing. You don't take this and misuse it, but you take this and use it in a manner that Allah will be pleased with. And in doing this, is that you must give your ears to the people who has the correct ilm, the correct knowledge, the people who that the ulama mentioned to take knowledge from. So that what? While you also seeking knowledge, that your foundation will be built upon that which is correct. But if you start to seek knowledge, and you give your ears to every tongue they can harry, you give your ears to every shade, jinn, and way, what happened? You're going to confuse yourself firstly. You're going to confuse yourself by listening to every single one and every single thing. Then after a while, you will know the difference between what is sahih and what is khata. What is correct and what is wrong, what is a mistake. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know how to decipher. Because why? You give your ears to every single one. But you give your ears to those that will be able to guide you and nurture you, to bring you from, remember you started studying, you started to absorb, you're being a sponge, you will take it in. So you take it in now, this foundation must be qawi, must be strong. Don't build your foundation on shakiness. Don't build a foundation upon shakiness. Build a foundation upon that which is sahih, that which is correct, that which is right, that which is sound. So you have to go to those who are sound and who are correct. So your foundation will be strong and correct. So what you are taking, you will have no doubt in it. You will have no doubt that that which you are taking from, who you will take it from. Because why? You were advised to take from. You don't take from people that which is that you were advised to not to take from. Because why? They're going to destroy your religion. They're going to destroy your religion. Don't think that, okay, yes, I can just read a bit of Arabic, so now I can just, open up my chest, my breast anyway, anyhow. Blah. You may see that the ulama or the tulab al-ilm al-qawi, strong, they may be going into certain things that which may be able to refute that which those who are upon deviance are upon, to get an understanding of those upon deviance of their aqa'id, of their deviance. But this week here, a brother, he telephoned me from the prison. I mentioned that there is a deviant aqidah starts to be spread in the prison. I said, what is this? I told him to send me some information on the foundation of the aqidah. And I will give him, inshallah ta'ala, the evidence so that he can be able to guide the person correctly away from this. Then so he sent me a clip. So someone speaking and start listening. A person is an Ahmadi. This knowledge Ahmadi and ignorance increases. He says it's starting to spread over the prison. So no doubt now we have to listen their madness and then now refute those things with the Quran and the Sunnah. But you would not now encourage someone who in his beginning of seeking knowledge, there's no difference between his small finger and his big finger, to go in and listen to these things. Because what happened now? Something might end up sounding good to him, shock him. Then what happened? He goes off on that path. So you have to be careful. You have to be very careful in who you give your ears to as the talib. Next, الحذر من الانشغال بالمجادلة بعلم الخلاف. Beware of busying yourself with knowledge of differences. Beware of this. Wajhal, beware of arguments. Beware of arguments. When you find yourself as a talib, no seeking knowledge, you start getting certain things. Then what happens? You find yourself in a position that you start to argue with people. You start arguing. Busy yourself now with arguments and going to an ikhtilafat. We'll have this differences and that differences and this difference. Nah. Don't busy yourself with this, because it can take you far, far away, and it can also take you astray. Busy yourself in building a strong foundation. This is what you have to be doing. This is what we have to do. Busy ourselves with having a strong foundation. Firstly, and your foundation can only be strong if it is correct. If it is that you put too much of water in the cement, what's going to happen? Your foundation will be weak because the concrete is not going to be strong. So you're not going to hold anything. So the water that you pour in there It's going to be also from the jihad, from this having, you just want to argue with people. You just be busy yourself with arguments, busy yourself with ikhtilafat. This different opinion, that different opinion, that different opinion. This can be the water in your semen. Weakening you. Weakening you. But you have to stand the fire. You have to make sure first that your foundation, it is strong before you can want to speak to people. Meaning, having discussions and stuff with people in a manner of jihad. You must firmly have a particular level of knowledge and understanding of the deen. Because then if you're doing this, you don't have a level of understanding of the deen, then what happens? You can be easily swayed away by shubahat. You can be easily swayed away by these doubtful matters. You can be swayed away. So don't busy yourself in having jidal, a lot of arguments with people. Busy yourself with a lot of ikhtilafat. In these differences and that difference, and that build the foundation first. When you reach a stage, inshallah ta'ala, where you can go into the differences and find out why it is that all these differences. And then how you're going to be able to decipher that which is most authentic. You're going to reach the stage, but in your seeking of knowledge, the bidayah, don't busy yourself with these things. And these are just some of the water, some of the advices for you to be successful, inshallah ta'ala, for us to be successful in seeking knowledge and the tawfiq with Allah Jalla wa Ala. Always remember this. The tawfiq is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we will open, inshallah ta'ala, for any questions with brothers. Happen, inshallah, politicians have a question to try to inshallah ta'ala. And this will hopefully be able to answer the question in the further.
How are you with people that there's needed riba? Who working right? Let's say I don't use it right, but them using riba, right? And there's most of us, they claim to be Muslim, we can't go and look after the knowledge, right? So how are you dealing with the aspect of business transaction? Because I don't be aspect of the transaction as if you're paying it or you giving it or the aspect of, I think, contract or something like that.
No.
So does that affect the aspect of your religion?
Any type of transaction, ribawi, that deals with riba, interest, it is haram. Whether it is that you are taking it, you are giving it, you are writing, scribing it, you are advising concerning it, any form of transaction with you in riba, it is totally permissible. So I mentioned in the Quran, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu taqullah, you believe in Allah, wa dharu ma baqiya min al-riba. And leave off what you mean from interest. فَإِنْ لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا, if you will do this, فَأْذَنُوا بِحَرْبٍ مِنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ. Then get the news about war from Allah and His Messenger. A war, Allah Jalla wa Ala, His Messenger is going to war against you. Any form of transaction that has riba in it, it is haram. How do you, as you ask the question, how do you transact with someone dealing in riba? I like to ask him, give me a little more stuff. What you mean by this? I mean, what do you advise them?
No, some of them is dealing in interest, right? But I just transfer them to them. I don't know if why we make this transaction halal or haram. I don't haram. But them aspect of them is riba, right? And then my transaction of the goods for them, is it permissible or not permissible?
Oh no, firstly is that he does not know what they are doing in terms of the riba transactions. Now, so it's not for you to go and investigate. Now, this courier that which I'm dropping for you, does this have some riba in it? Or it has something there? This is not your affair. Your affair is to know that the end result, that you are doing a business and and the business you're doing, it is halal. You don't go into as a person, okay, this money that you receive, this money is from drugs, that which you have to drop for someone else, or this thing that you take out, it's nah. You do it. If you knew, you have knowledge of it. Take for instance, in the courier service, someone give you 10,000, you want to drop for someone else. And you know that this is, you know you have information properly that this is to do haram. Then, with this knowledge, it is for you upon you to stay away from this. But if it is that you don't know what is the transaction, what it's for, then it's not your business to go in and to dig into it. Now, Allah. Anyone else? شكرا بارك الله فيك بحضوركم. Allah Jalla wa'ala bless you for your attendance and make it one that is beneficial for myself and for you all, and whatever wrong I have said to myself, for the shaitan, whatever I have said, so Allah Jalla wa'ala lillahi alhamd. سبحانك وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. بارك الله فيك. Tomorrow inshallah ta'ala, don't forget the next lecture with our brother Khan. What's the topic tomorrow inshallah? Examples from the Salaf in seeking knowledge. Is it? No.
Examples of the Salaf, examples of the Salaf and the zeal in seeking knowledge.
And the zeal in seeking knowledge. So come on tomorrow inshallah ta'ala and get some good examples so it may help to increase all of us inshallah ta'ala in getting the zeal in seeking knowledge. Shukran barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.